This is where our bacon comes from. This is where our ham comes from.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel, the video?
It's not pleasant at all. It's not something that you see too often. Everything's so
Yeah.
cleaned up.
Why do you think we don't see it too often?
It's too graphic. I
But-
definitely understand that.
Yeah, but do you think there's another reason why they don't show us this footage, other than it's horrible?
Shut down the industry.
Well, yeah, I don't think it would give them a lot of customers if they show
Yeah.
us how the truth is
Definitely.
made, you know?
That's
And I think if you or I were in there, I'm pretty sure we would want somebody to be
Yeah.
showing us like, hey, look what's happening to me, like, you know, do something.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It's so sad. But do you think it's necessary in any way?
Not the suffering.
You know, the suffering or pain?
I mean, we can live without meat.
We can,
That's
absolutely.
hypothetically possible.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
All of us here, we're all vegan.
Okay.
So,
My best friend's
so none
vegan.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So none of us consume animal products,
Okay.
and we feel like in our hearts that if it's possible for us to survive without animal products,
Yeah.
we should consider that maybe if we're not okay with what we see with our eyes, how can we justify, you know, paying? Because we're paying for it, you know. So we're funding these industries, you know.
So question.
Yes.
So I know vegans all animal products. So what is
No animal
unethical about
products.
eggs, milk?
Okay, yeah, no, I'm glad you asked. That's a really good question. So in the egg industry, we have shown this all kinds of things. I'm not sure if we have the egg industry here, but what the egg industry does is all the baby chicks are born. Their first day of birth, they select them from male to female, and the males, since they won't be able to produce any eggs, they're thrown into a really big macerator.
Okay.
So they're ground up alive the first day of life. Yeah, the babies,
Yeah.
baby
that's
animals.
Not, yeah.
It's not okay. It's not okay. And then the females, their beaks are chopped off, and they're just as sensitive as our fingertips, so it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
Their beaks are chopped off, maybe a third, and then their toes are seared too, so that they don't hurt each other. Because imagine being confined in such a small space with that many chicks.
Yeah.
You go crazy. So you start pecking at each other. You start attacking each other. So the egg industry causes a lot of death for the baby 1-year-old chicks, and then for the females, you know, they get their beaks seared off, their toes seared off, and then after that they are exploited for their body. So they are taken like as an egg producing machine
Yeah.
until they no longer can produce eggs. So they do that for maybe a year of their life. And then they pump them with hormones and everything so that they produce a ton of eggs, maybe 5 to 10 times more eggs than they used to in the past,
Yeah.
which is super stressful in their body. And then after that, they're sent to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
So that's the egg industry.
I see. Okay.
Because I was vegetarian at first, and I was like, well, I'm gonna keep eating eggs, and
That's
I'm
what I
gonna eat
thought,
it in
like
dairy.
vegetarian,
Yep,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So I was like, well, that's fine, because when I saw that footage, I was like, the only reason why this happens is because animals need to get killed, because I had no idea about the dairy or the egg industry. And then in the dairy industry, what happens is when a mother cow has a baby, if it's a baby boy, since the baby boy, again, he can't produce any milk, he's taken away from her as soon as he's born, tore away from his mother. She cries
Yeah.
because imagine they're very
Cows
they're,
are
they're
smart.
mammals. They're
Yeah.
smart, and they're sensitive. They're intelligent, and they're sentient, and they love their children very much. So they're taking their children away, and then the dairy industry creates the veal industry. So the veal industry takes the baby boys, and they're maybe in a little pen for a few weeks, and then they're killed. They're slaughtered
Yeah.
for flesh. And then if they're baby girls, they're also taken over from her mother, and then they're exploited for her body because she can produce. So she is artificial inseminated
Yeah.
against her will, and we both know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so that way she produces the milk, and
Yeah.
then she's also exploited for her milk. She produces about 5 more times milk that they used to, like maybe in the 50s. She produces a ton of milk, and when she can no longer produce milk, she's sent to the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
So it creates, so all these industries create. Do you know why your best friend's vegan?
She's ethically vegan.
Oh,
Yeah,
ethically.
she's definitely doing it for the ethics.
Has she ever tried to show you the footage or anything like
No,
that?
she's
No, she
never-
kind of keeps to herself.
She kind of like read it
Yeah.
like in books. Her brothers were vegan, and I think they were the ones who watched the footage. They persuaded her. She hasn't really done anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll cook for me. We'll make good like vegan.
Is
food
it tasty?
sometimes. It's fun. Yeah, she's my roommate. So.
Oh, okay. You get to try it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good cook.
But do you think there is any way for us to justify any of this? What's happening to the animals?
Well, I know the typical justification for it is that
Sure.
animals are less than human.
Correct. Yeah.
They're for food. I've heard that one.
Yes. Do you resonate with that idea?
Maybe.
Okay.
it's the most persuasive argument I've heard against.
Sure.
So
Yeah, sure.
I'm open-minded. I keep it like whatever.
No,
So
that's
do you
great.
have like a refutation of that?
Yes, absolutely. So the way that I see it is that these animals are capable of pain, they're capable of suffering, they're capable of feeling joy, happiness. If we, for example, were to switch up the animals, say for example dogs,
Yeah.
everybody would be out here outraged, helping us out, helping break that out.
Yeah.
But since it's pigs and chickens and fish, we all of a sudden, we're like, hey, it's okay to do this to them.
Yeah.
But intuitively, we know that our dogs can feel pain, suffering,
Definitely.
and that we wouldn't want to have them to be in there. So there's this kind of this connection in between our dogs and our cats, the animals that we love and take care of, and then the farmed animals that this happens to.
Yeah.
Do you think there is some moral distinction between like our pets and them,
Not really, no.
right?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I guess it depends. Like a fish, maybe a dog, or
Right.
a cow. Like cows and dogs seem to be about on that same level of sentience.
Yes,
but That's what I
absolutely.
was thinking.
And even fish, they have a nervous system and they
Yeah.
have a brain. So it has been demonstrated that fish have a lot of pain receptors. And I mean, they also have a will to live. At the end of the day, I think they want to
Yeah,
live.
of
Like
course.
if it was up to them, they would,
Yes,
swim
yes,
away.
very
and
much so.
Stuff like that. So that's what I would say. I would say that the reason why all of the social injustices have occurred in the past has been because of that argument that some lives are more important than other
Yes.
lives.
No,
you know?
definitely.
If we look at oppression of women, men thought that they were better than women.
Yeah.
If we look at racism, same idea. We thought, oh,
Yeah.
we're better than them. So what this is called is speciesism. Have you heard of that term
I've
before?
heard the term, yeah. Oh, you have a yellow jacket in your hair.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So speciesism, like we think that we're better than them simply because they're different than we are.
Yeah.
But if we look at the ways that we're similar to them, we would see that we're a lot more similar than they are. We want sunshine. We want to be with our friends or family. We want to stay away from pain and suffering and abuse.
Of course.
So in that regard, I'd say that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fascinating. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
Oh,
for telling me about
my,
this. I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Yeah.